Hello, everybody. It's Kevin and Melissa Knecht live here from our home office in Sarasota, Florida, back from Orlando, where we just were for our Empower Network live event over the past weekend. It's a privilege to be on the broadcast here with you tonight. And let me make sure I have the one and only Melissa Knecht, who looks fabulous tonight, by the way. Are you there, Melissa?
I'm here.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to have you here. And you know what? We have a really, really powerful broadcast. And those of you who are tuning in for the first time, we'll give you a quick bird's eye view of ourselves and how, who are these guys? Who are these crazy guys, Kevin and Melissa? By the way, we have to pause the other screen there. Is that playing on your screen, honey?
It just automatically, it just came on in the background. Apologize.
It does. That's awesome. But Melissa and I have worked together online and offline together since 1997 when we first met on America Online on a kind of a blind date. We met, and it's pretty cool. I figured out that she was making money from home. I was living with mom and dad. She had a better deal, so I joined her deal, and we got married 2 years later, and we've been working from home in the 2000s to now the 2010s and having a lot of fun, helping a lot of people to come home from their jobs and be able to live where they love. And we're lifetime Pennsylvanians up until 2004, I believe. And then we lived in Arizona roughly for 10 years, and now we've been roughly here in Florida for 2 years. But we're escaping winter. This time of year, we start to smile a little bit because we realize that this is the great time to be alive when it gets to be dark and cold back up north. And down here in the south, life is good. And oh, by the way, we've been here with Empower Network, our primary opportunity, 3.5 years. We got started on a $25 video, and that was about as much money as we had available to start. Follow the steps that we were told to, and within 90 days, we were hitting $10,000 per month, $250,000 our first year and second year, and here we are closing in on $700,000 of income. Not typical results. See the income disclaimer somewhere on this page. But I'm here to tell you that, more importantly, you joining the broadcast here tonight, there's a lot on the table available here for you. And right now, more than ever, we're going to get into this here in a couple of minutes. But working with our team, we've enrolled about 500 personally sponsored members, and they've enrolled probably about 1,000 to 2,000 more. And this entire team, you can now benefit from the leverage of the team. We're going to get into that conversation here a little bit. So if you're on the fence right now, should I join or should I not join? The longer you wait, the more likely these team members are going to pass you by and not work for you, but kind of you'll be working for them, if that makes any sense. So before I get too far down the path, Melissa, over to you for your opening thoughts tonight, my love.
I am just excited for the success of the team that's already happening, and I know is just going to continue to grow. Everything that's been put into place here is, you said how long that we've been in the industry. I actually predated that a lot further. I've been in the industry just about all of my adult life, and even as a teenager. So I've seen a lot, suffice it to say. I know that no one would believe I'm only in my 20s, but so it's been a lot of years. Let's just put it that way. And I've seen a lot, and there's, everybody talks about my opportunity is the best, and this is the best comp plan, and this is the best thing going, and whatnot. But what we've done up to now has created 16 millionaires. We're just about to join cross that threshold very soon, and so that alone was amazing. It had never been done with a company so young. There are companies that have been out there for over 20 years and still don't have that. So that being said, what we had was great. But what I love about this company is that they're never willing to rest on their laurels. And if they make a misstep, if something, that didn't work, let's regroup and let's do better. Let's always continue to evolve. Let's always continue to do better. And Kevin and I worked with companies that were willing to rest on their laurels. Were willing to just kind of ride it until it died. and that's hurtful to the marketers in the field. I also appreciate that the owners are in the field, that they work right along with us making affiliate commissions. I really appreciate that. I think that's the only way you can keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening and really feel the pain and the joy of what fellow marketers are going through. And so it was the first company that I had seen that was built by marketers for marketers. And that that they truly cared. I mean, we're really about building people. Kevin and I have actually passed by a lot of money that we could have gotten by taking the quick cash, you know, and churned and burned in a lot of these different things. We just don't believe in that. We believe in building people and building opportunities for the long term, because in the end, all you have is your integrity, and you have to sleep at night, and we sleep pretty well. And we believe that by doing it that way, we will have sustainable wealth. And that's what we're teaching to our team, is to build sustainable wealth. And we can do that here. So with what is now on the table, we had an amazing front-end system called iPass merge with the back-end system in Power Network, the product engine, if you will. And that alone was pretty exciting, because it strengthened the message. It made it much more simple. It made everything, it kind of took away a lot of the questions that people had when they got started. And now we have what's called the Uniline comp plan. And the biggest way to explain this, and I know there's a lot of people that want to get in all the ins and outs and all the specifics and get all analytical with it. The bottom line is it's all about leverage. There is a reason to get started now. There is a reason to leverage the people that you're working with, and be able to talk to them about, hey, sign in right now. You can see all of these names as they're joining, and they can all be under you. I can build a team under you. And that's a pretty exciting thing. We used to have a pass-up system that has gone away. We now have one straight line, and it's pretty exciting, because the brand new person gets to make money right out of the gate. And I love that, me personally. I love helping people touch success immediately. That's the best way to build momentum. And I love seeing people on our team that are touching success in a big way, and they haven't really before. We have a couple of people on our team that are having not just a sale here and there, but they're having multiple sales from the traffic co-op that we put together, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're making that available outside of our team now. We've been testing it on the team, and it is just blowing up. So, you know, we're making that available to even outside of our team, because it's working so well. So that was a lot of thoughts, Kevin. I'll just send it back to you.
That's perfect. Before we go, though, can you just smile for a second? I wanted to take your picture before, but you weren't. I didn't get a good picture of you before. Oh, you had to talk first.
Oh, I have to be talking. Okay, these are the things my husband makes me indulge in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, moving right along.
That's what you have to be doing on broadcast, guys and gals. Is take pictures. Use social proof, things like that. That's what people really love to see. And by the way, I appreciate everybody here being live. I've been looking at the comments below. Down below, you can leave your comments if you're watching and participate. So I saw some people say hi. There's our friend Tom Farrell. There's Randy Bevins. Randy, it's great to see you, my friend. And there's Lisa Kidder. So good to see you, Lisa. And Lisa had a great comment earlier, didn't she, Melissa, about she appreciates being able to watch a broadcast and not having to be on camera. And we heard that from a lot of people this weekend.
The picture's gorgeous. Just let it be.
Yeah, really. I mean, come on, Lisa. Come on. And there's Tim Simpson. There's Tim over there in Germany in the middle of the night. So appreciate you being here, Tim. And there's Adalia, who's fresh back from Tony Robbins last weekend. She got to see Tony Robbins in person. There's Jeff Bowen in Georgia. I see leaving comments. Leave your comments below. If you have any questions, if you're a guest, you're here for the first time, go ahead and leave your questions, and somebody will be able to answer your questions. And, of course, there's a button down below. If you're watching the broadcast, you can actually join the team here for $7 and try us on for 2 weeks and get inside and see all of the tools that we now have available and get started. For crying out loud, there are multiple six-figure earners on this team. Melissa was just talking about that. Hey, there's Suzanne Sobers. I just saw your comment. Suzanne Sobers, we want to talk about her for a second. And I want to say hats off to Suzanne Sobers and Holly Parks Durgan, who are both on the leaderboard. If you guys saw that yesterday, for top 10 in lead generation. And now Suzanne is on the leaderboard for lead generation over the last 7 days. And that's a result of not only her incredible content that she's putting together through her blogging, through her Facebook messages, through all of the things that she's been learning here as part of the team, but she's also taken part in the paid traffic and set up her autoresponder and put messages together. So people are opting in. They see her messages and they think, wow, I've got to find out what Suzanne's doing. And, you know, she probably has an unfair advantage because she's down there in Barbados. And, you know, most of us don't have an exotic location. Barbados is a pretty good spot. So that might be working to her favor. But you know what? That's pretty cool. Hey, there's Val Hatterley. I see Val. Val, it's awesome to see you. And Bill Turner's now leaving a comment. Man, everybody's showing up here tonight. I love this platform. And people are coming out here. And there's Holly. There's Holly. Just talking about you, Holly. I don't know if you heard that, but congratulations to you as well. I'll tell you what, guys. The excitement is really starting to pop. I'm actually getting phone calls the last few days from people who were on the team a couple of years ago, ready to come back to work now. They see the Uniline. And I want to make sure that you guys, you know, what I'll do here is I'll put the links in the chat here. So make sure that you go and watch these. Empower Network, if you're already part of Empower Network, you should have these links in your inbox to be able to watch David Wood and Chris Jones actually explain it in pretty good detail. And I'll tell you what, this is how it's going to work. You know, we're going to make more money. If you're here to work, if you're here to build a business, if you're here to get to $2,000 a month, to $5,000 a month, and $10,000 per month, the Uniline compensation plan is going to get you there faster. You're going to make more money. You're also going to become, you're also going to make a lot more money if you become what's called a boss. A boss is enrolling 5 people for the $7 trial on a monthly basis. Give me a break, 5 people. I know Melissa and I have we've enrolled just under 500 people on our personal team in 39. How many months have we been here? 42 months, Melissa?
I don't know, you figured it out the other day. What was it?
Yeah, 42, 43 months. So even if that was 500 divided by 50, that would be 10 a month. So that means, you know, we're double bosses, I guess. So, you know, the new standard of Empower Network is to become a boss, and everybody can do that within their first 30 days, their first calendar month that they're here. And that's the way it's going to work in your calendar month. So here it is, October 28th. But you know what? We still have the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. So those of you guys who want to generate 5 sales fast, you can actually put a traffic order together and get traffic placed and maybe even squeeze out 5 sales over the next 2 or 3 days.
Well, Kevin, what were the numbers that Suzanne just gave you earlier today?
She was talking about she had 6 sales. She came in with, I believe she purchased 1,000 clicks. And maybe you guys want to write this down, 1,000 clicks, and had 460 some leads. So that's a 46% opt-in rate. And she's using the standard Empower Network total shortcut page that we all have access to in our back office. And I'll tell you what, when you think about that, now she has 460 leads who are now available to receive messages from her on a daily basis and to get into this system. And on November the 1st, as we launch the Uniline system, what you're going to see is even more power in the back office because people will be able to join and see, you know, if I join now, man, it's going to be, I'm not sure if I want to join today, but oh boy, if you join next week, you're going to see all of these people that are going to be placed under you who won't be placed under you if you don't move forward. So it's really going to get excited. Hello, Kevin Kirby. You know, it's great to see some new people on the broadcast as well. Good to have you on the broadcast. Appreciate you being here. And the numbers keep going up. This is fun to watch. So if you guys have questions, you can just type them in the chat box there below, and we'll see about 30 seconds from now, since this video broadcast is actually about 20 to 25 seconds behind live broadcast. I guess YouTube wants to make sure I don't swear or do anything stupid, you know. So I don't know why they do that, but that's the way it is. So
let's,
go ahead, Melissa.
Let's talk about what we put together with the traffic. So we have used traffic a lot in the past. In fact, we've spent $50,000, $60,000 on traffic.
More than that. Keep going.
A lot.
Yeah.
But we did it without being educated, without understanding what we were buying really. We just, that's what okay, we'll just buy it. And it was, so we actually blew a lot of money. And so, well, and the reason why is because there was a lot of filler traffic. We bought a lot of traffic that was not real, so to speak. You know, it was just, they call lead stuffing, and almost lost our Aweber account over that. So there's a lot of trials here, like with buying traffic. And so we wanted to make sure that our team had a reliable source where they could plug in and buy really good traffic. What we have found is there's different tiers of traffic. There's you can buy traffic that has a lot of filler in it, it comes from a lot of countries that don't typically have buyers. It's just all kinds of people clicking, and so they can sell you clicks because these people are clicking, but they're not typically buyers. So it's called filler traffic, for lack of a better term. And the top 5 countries are the U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Those are the top 5 countries, English speaking, and they are the best countries to build from. It's not to say you wouldn't ever get sales from other countries. That's totally not to say that at all. However, typically, most of the buyers come from that top 5 countries, level 1 traffic. So we had a relationship with a provider we've known him for over 10 years, and we know that he is solid. We know that, and we went to him and asked, could he work out a good deal for our team, that we were going to be, sending him, a lot of clicks. So and he valued our relationship, and so he did that. He's worked out an incredible price. In fact, the price is lower than a lot of traffic with the level 2 in it and level 3. So we're excited about that. We're excited to be able to offer value because people are going to be able to utilize that and then turn around and scale their business very quickly. As you have sales coming in, you're going to be able to turn around and put a little bit more money in traffic, and then turn around and have a bunch of sales. And that's the way it works. You take percentages as you're scaling up and continuing to reinvest in your business, and you scale it up to the point where your business is more than paying for itself, and obviously, you're in profit. That's the name of the game, right? And so, we've had people having sales that are that have never had sales before and have been on the team for years, and that's really exciting to see that. Kevin and I care so much about people and building people up, and that's really cool to be able to have that. And so the other thing that I should say is that we are monitoring. One of the services that we offer with this is that we are monitoring it as well through our own ClickMagick account, and so that we're making sure that everybody's getting delivered correctly, the clicks are being delivered correctly. So it's just kind of like another security blanket, if you will, for your traffic, so that people are able to know that everything is being delivered as it should. And from there, and also too, the other thing I should mention is that a lot of times when we would place traffic orders, it would take a week to 2 weeks for it to start. Sometimes longer. Sometimes we even waited longer. And with this, it starts usually within 3 days. So, like if you're really excited, it's tough. You put in your traffic order, you're excited to see leads coming in and making sales, and to wait weeks is, that's really tough. So it's cool to be able to see people's orders starting so quickly. I'll put the link in the comments for you guys, and so you can go look at that after the call. So one of the things that we're going to be doing for people that are buying traffic, and you're in at least to the team builder training, you have at least that product. We're going to be doing something called the Runners Club. You see that under our names. And it doesn't have to be people just from our team. We're going to open this up because I believe that everybody working together is going to create an amazing synergy. So anybody that's buying the traffic and is in at least to Team Builder, we're going to start a Skype chat where we're going to once a week, and we're going to be in contact. And then once a week, we're going to be doing a special training where we're going to talk about all the messages that are working, let's say, and the different ways to reach your list, and all kinds of tips and tricks, where it'll be a true mastermind of, where we're going to be working together with the people who are in flow, in run, they're running for it, so we're going to run alongside and do training, some special training for that. So we'll see, obviously, as traffic orders come in, and so we're going to add people to a Skype chat where you can have access. And like I said, then we'll get together on a Hangout once a week and do some special training. So just another way to kind of to keep momentum going to, the people, because I tell you, there are times that maybe you're not so excited in life and you really don't feel like doing a whole lot. But this is an exciting time, and I can remember what it felt like when we started our business. And honestly, there were so many people coming to us that we almost didn't have time to talk to everybody. That's what's starting to happen again. And that's a really cool place to be. And so sharing that along with other people and sharing and creating that synergy together, working together, everybody, reporting on what their results are for the week and what's working for them, and sharing those resources. It's going to be a really cool thing. So I'm really excited about that. But back to you, Kevin.
The more that we were thinking about this the last couple of days, and it just gets me excited thinking about working with the people who really want to be serious with their business. I remember when we started back in 2012, David Wood, in the original 8 core commitments, talked about he said, put 20% aside for your growth. So if you want to make $10,000 a month, he said, put $2,000 of your earnings aside and put that back into your business. And he talked about different ways that you can do that. And of course, there are media buys and things like that. But paid traffic and solo ads certainly seems to be the way that works well when you can find a good provider and have incredible content. And one of the things that we'll be able to do down the line, maybe not just yet, but in the next month or so, Melissa, remember what they talked about at the event over the weekend and sharing content? Who was talking about that? Was that Lawrence, or who was talking about the shared content? We'll have the done-for-you content on the blogs. We'll be able to put our user ID on the end of that and have great content on our blogs and be able to share that with our subscribers. So as we're having new traffic coming in during the week, we'll give them great content to be able to read in the follow-up sequence. And that just will further distinguish us amongst, whom these people are receiving emails from. I'm a big believer that, when we have a new lead come into our email box, that person is not only in our email box, but they're also over with Amy at Amway, Mary at Melaleuca, Victor Visalis, and all those other names that you can think of, right? So how can we put ourselves head and shoulders above the so-called competition out there? And this is one way to do that. We have the best of both worlds. We have paid traffic, which can really accelerate your business quickly. And if you're not sure how to put that together as far as budgeting that for your business, there's a great module inside the all-in, what the heck's that called? The all-in library in the Empower Network back office. If you're already all in, Alex Zubarev did a great training on that about 6 months ago. So make a point, write that down, and go through that tonight and tomorrow, and go through that training and realize that, this is a business. Sometimes we forget this is not a hobby. This is not something you can come in here and make a few $100s and just when you get around to it. This is the same level of seriousness as having a franchise, as having a store in a mall where you have to show up every single day. If you'll treat it with that level of seriousness, there's some really good money to be generated here. So I invite those of you who are new on the broadcast here tonight to really start thinking about that, because probably everybody here has tried something online once or twice, and maybe you signed up for something and never heard from a real person. These broadcasts are awesome because we can look at the chat right now, and you can click on everybody's link there. There's Lisa Kidder's link. There's Terry. Hey, Terry, good to see you on the broadcast. There's Terry. There's Suzanne. So you can actually have real conversations with real people. And, of course, we just got back from an event in Orlando with 500, 1,000 people, however many people were there. We're very accessible, all of us here on the team. So whomever invited you to this broadcast tonight, you have a real live person to be able to work with on a regular basis. That's very unique in this space. Not only do we have real people, but real people having real results. That's what attracted Melissa and I here. We were brand new 3.5 years ago. We were just getting over a personal bankruptcy. We had barely enough money just to purchase the first couple of products, and I used the rent money to upgrade and buy the rest. and we went forward from there. But I knew we had real leadership in place, and Melissa talked at the top about the level of authenticity and having leaders who are also marketers, and they're also using the same systems that we're using here. What was cool at the event was getting together with some of the other top leaders and realizing those who have been testing these funnels for the past 30 to 45 days did a lot of the legwork for us. So now we can come in here and be heroes and put a few dollars into the traffic funnel and have, essentially this is turning $1 into $2. If you knew a way you could turn $1 into $2, how many times a day would you do that? Of course, you do that more and more and more. And of course, as we're having this conversation, please remember that results are not typical. See the average earnings disclosure at powernetwork.com/income. But I am here to say, if you do the work, you will get paid. In fact, there's even a 3-year money back guarantee with Empower Network. If you follow the steps that they tell you to do, they will guarantee your results for 3 years. And I'll tell you what, if you treat this like a business for 36 months in a row, where you show up as if you're showing up for your job right now, or if you show up if you own a business, of course you're going to have results. You'd have to be a knucklehead not to, And the only reason people don't get results along the way is because they don't follow directions, or they give up too soon. The entrepreneur understands that, hey, I may have to work night and day for 90 days to really get this thing going, but I'll do whatever it takes because I want to be out of that job and I want to be home with my family. Or I want to be able to relocate out of cold, dreary Pennsylvania when it gets to be Thanksgiving and Christmas. Holy cow. Melissa and I used to just go nuts every time. That time of the year, we were just even taking the kids for Halloween, we had to wear winter coats some years.
Hey, and Kevin, we're dog approved.
We are dog approved, yes. There's Sashi right on cue.
Sashi's like a toddler. So so moms who know, when you want to talk on the phone or get on the computer, that the kids want to be on your lap. So Sashi's that way too. But one of the things I didn't say, I put the link in the chat, but I didn't, for those that are maybe not seeing the chat, it's top5traffic.com. So TOP, the number 5, TRAFFIC, top5traffic.com. So I didn't mention that earlier. So.
Right. And everybody who also get, orders the traffic, we'll have a one-on-one consultation with you as well. Not only to talk about which link or links you want to use, but also how your business is set up. We'll take time to go with you through your autoresponders and make sure they're set up correctly and make sure all the pieces are put together. Melissa and I have certainly, heck, we had, we've seen people where they've ordered traffic in the past and nobody really double checked, and all of a sudden $1,000 got burned. I remember that happened to a gentleman couple of years ago, and I felt so bad for him. So, Melissa and I will help you with that to make sure you have it right. And there's easy ways to, test your funnels to make sure it's working right. But, when you're brand new, you may not know how to do that. That's something that we've learned how to do and can really knock that out in about 10 or 15 minutes. So if you'll come to the table and, we can meet on Skype, something like this, where we can share screens. What's so great about technology is that you don't have to come to our house to have us look at your computer. You can just get on to Skype. And then, is this love live? Edie, our love is live all the time for you, my friend. It's great to have you on the broadcast. I saw that question. I think she meant to write something else, but it was cool. So I just had to say that. So anyway, but yes, we will definitely assist you with that. And as time goes on and more people require our time, we'll find an assistant that will teach and train how to do that if we get too many people. But in the beginning right now, here's the mission. The mission is to create bosses on the team, because your income is going to go up by a percentage each month if you become a boss, which means you have 5 new people on your team in a calendar month. Now, once you have your 5
of any product too, it doesn't even have to just be the blog. So that's the cool thing.
Right, 5 of any product, and your back office will let you know how many of those you've generated. So 5 of any product.
To do.
What's that?
It's becoming so simple to do. That's the cool thing. I mean, heck, Suzanne just did it in a couple days.
Right. So, that's what's possible. And again, get that done first. The next level of leadership is to get to what's called a boss maker, and that is to help one person on your team become a boss. So that's something that we're going to teach and train you how to do as well. That's something we can cover on the, with the Runners Club. The Runners Club is going to be the club to be a part of over the next 90 days. Something else I have written down on my list over here, Melissa, is to talk about the next event, because there was some confusion about that. In fact, I was actually kind of confused because, Empower Network has had events every 90 days since we joined in June of 2012. there's been pretty much every 90 days on cue. We've gone to places like Orlando, Las Vegas, San Diego, Nashville. We've been to Las Vegas a whole bunch of times and Orlando a whole bunch of times. But our next live event is something unique. And it's a really cool opportunity for the leaders to play big and to really come to a special mastermind. Melissa, would you like to talk about that, or do you want me to talk about that?
I'm just right about Dee Dee, sorry.
Oh, would you like me to talk about, let's see. Would you like to talk about our next live event and how it's going to work, or would you like me to do that?
Sure. And you can correct me, and there's going to be a lot more information coming out about this. But essentially, our next event for a lot of people will be a live stream. For instance, Kevin and I just watched a live stream of a great networking event, Air Force networking event. And he had Tony Robbins there and a bunch of different speakers. And so that's one that's one example. You can watch live streams. It's similar to a Hangout. And so that's going to be the event for a lot of people. But if you qualify as gold, which is $10,000 a month, platinum, which is 20, or diamond, which is 30, then you qualify to go to the event live. And rumor has it that it's in Hawaii, but we cannot confirm or deny. But it will be at an exotic location, and that's where it's going to be held live. And there is going to be a contest, so that I believe that some of the details that are going to come out and that we're still a little fuzzy on, there'll be a contest for people to have an all expense paid trip there. So there's a lot of really cool things that can happen with this, because obviously people want to go. So what does that do? That drives people to produce. So if you are that person that you really want to go and you're going to drive to produce, well, guess what? You're going to automatically attract into your business other people who want to do the same, who want to run alongside you, who get it. When you're in flow and when things are happening, you know that you attract good things to you. You bring into your space other people who are thinking the same way and who have the same desires. And that the traffic is just facilitating that, right? I mean, you'll have people coming from a lot of different avenues. And what's so interesting to see is people, when they just plug in and trust, and it just starts happening, and they just turn the corner. Oh my gosh, this works for me too. Because there are some people that's the first question a lot of people ask when they're brand new is I see that it's working for you, I see that it's working for that guy over there, and this one, and that one, and the other one, but can it work for me? And we have really gone to great lengths to make sure that we are putting everything in place so that people can just plug in and go. And when you're brand new, you'll be able to, we're going to be back here every Wednesday night on these Hangouts. In the future, we're going to have guests. I'm actually inviting David Wood. We'll see if he accepts. Haven't heard back from him yet for next Wednesday, but he will be on one of our Wednesdays. We're direct to him. So you're going to hear from him. We're going to hear each week from people who are making things happen in their business, so you can hear what's going on and how they're doing it and have them share what's working for them. And all of these Hangouts are affiliate coded so that you can use them to send out to your list, put it on your Facebook, share it with people on the street if you want to. And you don't have to be doing this. We're going to be doing this for you. We're selling on your behalf, so to speak. And so that it's coded to you. If somebody clicks the link right now that says, click here to learn more, experience our system, if they're brand new, they're going to go to your link, because these are affiliate coded. You put your ID at the very end, and it becomes yours. It's magical. So they still get this same broadcast, but when they click the link, the sale is coded to you. So that's a really fun thing to see. And I love hearing when people say, oh, I got a sale from the broadcast tonight. That's great. That's really fun to be able to see that, because what we're trying to show is that we are real, and that the people we're going to be bringing on are real. This is real. And if you've been in network marketing for any length of time and you're just looking at this and you're a little bit burnt out, welcome to the club. That is exactly where I was when Kevin told me to sit down. I had to get this information. I was at a point where, because we had a long career in network marketing. We made a lot of money, but we rode the roller coaster. It was really tough to ride that. It's great when you're making money, but it's terrible when you have an entire month where you go and make nothing. And it's also tough to see, for us anyway. I know I can't speak for everybody because there's a lot of people that aren't so great out there. But it's really tough for us to see people struggle. It's tough for us to see a team struggle. So when I looked at this and I saw that there was a way for everybody to win versus, just the guy at the top, so to speak, that really woke me up. And it was something that, because David Wood was a marketer and walked in my shoes, and even the reason this company even exists is because he was so tired of the wacky things that happen in network marketing, where all of a sudden they'll just, like any comp plan changes have been for the better. We've had other experiences though where they've cut your commissions, and where all of a sudden you've lost a great deal of your income, or they totally change things to in their favor, the company's favor. So I just am very thankful that we're in a place that that you can win here, you can really do well, but you get to link arms with really amazing people. Like I'm so excited to see Val Hatterley back on the broadcast tonight. You talk about the relationships that you get to have in this amazing industry. There are just some people that you are meant to meet in your life. I just believe that. And it was because of this industry that I got to meet her. I mean, she lives in Wyoming. I have never even been near there, so how else would we have met? And I'm so grateful that because of this, she crossed my path. And to be able to say that I know Val, plug in and let's just go, that I can run with her arm in arm and succeed. And I tell you, success is great. Making money is great. All of that is fantastic. Obviously, it's how you feed your family. It's when you have a lot going on in a business and you're making a lot of money. Obviously, that's great for you, for your family, and whatnot. But it's so much better to do with friends. It's so much better to succeed with a great team of people that you see having their family blessed because of what you're doing, and you get to share that experience, the highest of highs, right? Because you've all come from something. Most people that I find that really succeed have gone through a lot, right? And so the success is so sweet. It's such a joy to then see them succeed. Another couple on our team, Darcy and Preston, they've really turned their lives around. I mean, gosh, they're doing virtual school with their kids, and Preston's got an excavation business that he's taken his entrepreneurial roots and gone out and done that on the side because he just loves to do that. And yet they can plug in here and just make as much money as they want to now. Because of what's in place. And they have a beautiful, beautiful family. I absolutely love their kids. Oh my gosh, they're a quirk if you ever get to see them at an event. But I mean, it's like stuff like that. When I'm talking about those things, that's the stuff that you talk about things that warm your heart. That saying, that's the stuff that warms my heart. When I get to see people succeeding. Suzanne, we talked about her earlier in the broadcast. Suzanne's been with us for a long time, and to see her on the leaderboards honestly, it's better than seeing us. To see your team hitting the leaderboards, it's so exciting to see success through people's eyes who you care about. And so that's what we get to do here. It's a really fun, synergistic thing to do to have as your livelihood. And it's so much fun when all of this is happening. It becomes something that you go to sleep thinking about and you wake up thinking about. I love that. That's my first thoughts in the morning after saying thank you for another day, which is the first thing I always say, is thinking about, wow, what cool things are going to happen today, and we have all this stuff going on, and connecting with different people. And if you want that too, then it's time to just plug in and go and join us as a runner, and and we will be there for you. Back to you, Kevin.
Wow. I'm excited. So that conversation, thinking about that and going all the way to Hawaii at the end of January, somewhere in Hawaii, any island will do. But in most places, from most parts of the world where our team lives right now, Hawaii looks pretty darn good at the end of January, and we can all celebrate. So let's put that thought in our mind. How good is it going to feel to produce and to work together as a team and to lock arms on a weekly basis and to be a part of the Runners Club and to learn together and to do this business the right way and shortcut your way to success? That's really what it's all about, to shortcut your way to success. Hey, I saw Dondi popped on here, Melissa, and she told us the other day through a chat, we haven't seen Dondi face-to-face since the last event, but I think she said, correct me if I'm wrong, that she's now over 6 figures with her business. Not her Empower Network business, but what she's learned at Empower Network to be able to produce in her real business, which is, she raises, what kind of dogs does she raise, honey?
Bassets.
Yeah, she raises bassets, and then she delivers them in person. She flies all over the country.
You want a basset hound, stud hound bassets. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dondi, but I believe that's her business. And she's basically taken everything that she's learned through Empower and applied it to that business. And it's really great to know that that a puppy came from a place that it was loved from the moment it was born. And boy, oh boy, she has quite a gift with animals, horses as well. But I mean, that's a cool story too. I'm actually building something where I can speak to local entrepreneurs about what we do, and that's one of the things I'll be sharing with the Runners Club is how to do that in your area. Having almost like a consulting kind of business for teaching people a little bit about social media and graphics and basically our blog platform, which is so powerful and so simple to use compared to anything else out there, and so that they have something that's an ever-growing asset versus where they just spend money on advertising and then it's one and done, and so it's really cool, and that's a way, a funnel, if you will, a way to front end people into what we're doing. And it's great if you have customers. Let's say you bring in 5 people that way. There's your Klaatu premium for the month, or there's your boss qualification. And meanwhile, you have all of this other action going on in your business because of you're running traffic as well. There's a lot of things that you can do now. There's so much that can be built here. It's really, really exciting.
It's gonna be awesome. Hey, I just stud hound bassets is the correct.
Stud hound bassets. Yeah, I was right, Dondi.
That's right. Hey, I'm putting a link in the chat here for you guys, and that is the new comp plan. If you're not sure what all the comp plan details, David Wood and Chris Jones made a 7-minute video, which is in our team mastermind group, which you can find. And then David Wood actually went line by line. He went through the breakdown of how it's going to work. So those of you who are like me and well, just tell me the details, then go ahead and watch this video. And the link I just put in the chat in the comments there. And on the back end of that, where it says comp plan, you can put a question mark ID equals and use that for your own affiliate ID. So, if you want to send it out to people who have not yet joined your team, do that. And I'll tell you what, when you really go through and see the leadership bonuses and realize, what's really at play here and who's going to be attracted to this and the kinds of people who are going to be looking for this kind of business over the next 3 years, really. When you think about this, Empower Network has a 3-year guarantee. And they don't really say it, but they basically are saying if you follow these, what we tell you to do for the next 3 years without exception, then you're going to be pretty darn close to a 7-figure lifestyle, if not at 7 figures, or your money back. And they can say that legally and lawfully. All the fine print is in there. You can go to the compliance page and read up on it. But you know what? What other alternatives are out there? And I'm going to get into more of a hangout on this in the next couple of weeks because I've been putting some things together. I actually had a small mastermind I met with in Orlando and talked about the power of residual income. You know, even something as simple as creating $2,000 a month here with Empower Network or any place. If you can have $2,000 a month coming in on a month-to-month basis without working, what is that worth to you on, you know, how much do you have to have in savings at a 6%, you know, interest rate? Does anybody know? If you want to make $2,000 per month and have that come out of your bank account into your checking account, you know, out of your savings, and you have 6% interest somehow, which is, of course, doesn't happen in a savings account, how much money do you have to have? Does anybody know? I mean, do you have to have $1 million or $1,000 or $100,000? Just type that in the chat below. We'll come back to that in about 2 minutes. But what I want to do right now is see if you guys have any other questions while we're live here on the broadcast tonight, and just type them in the chat there real quick. We'll get those covered. But what I want to give you guys is an action plan going forth for what you want to do for the next 60 days. Because really what you're going to see on November the 1st when Empower Network unlocks the rest of the new back office, you're going to see a 60-day plan, and the goal is to get you to $10,000 per month, to get you to gold. Tom Farrell, you cheated. You knew the answer because you saw my presentation. Tom is correct. If you have $400,000 in the bank right now at 6% interest, that equals $2,000 per month. So the conversation to have with people you run into throughout your week is it easier to teach them how to make $2,000 per month residually, or how to put $400,000 into their bank account that they can't touch forever, you know? Which is easier? I profess that what we have here to get to $2,000. So now I see Randy says 250. Bill Turner says $1 million. Hey, if you have $1 million in the bank, that's equal to $5,000 of residual income. So you know what? Melissa and I have $1 million business. Thanks a pant load, my friend. You're welcome, Tom. I'm seeing these comments. They're about 30 seconds behind. $1 million in the bank, Bill Turner. Thank you for that answer. Is the same as having $5,000 of residual income. And really, that's not tough to do in this compensation plan. You think about, you know, with $25 and $100 for the first 2 levels, it's about $87 of residual. And that's going to be a little different when the new comp plan comes out. But if you get yourself up to about 50 people on your team, you know, that's going to be close to $5,000. That's probably going to be more than that. It's probably going to be more than that. Let's see. Let me get over to some questions here. Tom's saying, please share more about the Access Club training and other highlights from Orlando. Access Club training. What is that, Melissa? For some reason, it's going past me right now. Access.
Well, the club. I think what he means is the club trainings.
Right. Good. So, yes.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Yes. Go ahead.
Sashi's here. She knows. Is basically we had something in when we had iPass. We had coaches. And what they found is that to be more effective is to do webinars. So when people are brand new, they'll have a webinar with Marion Herbertson and Karen, I can't think of her last name. They're doing a beginner webinar, things that like some basic setup and answering questions, things where brand new people could possibly get stuck. From there, once they upgrade, they go to a webinar with Mark Dale, and it's a little bit different language. It's talking about what's possible, and he's basically, it's a stronger conversation to upgrade. And once they upgrade from there, they're going to have a black card conversation with Alex Zubarev, and it's really then about playing big. It's really painting the picture of building a big business here, and what is truly possible when you play from the top, because that's the only place to lead from is the top. Until you're there, you're still striving, right? But the minute that you have yourself transitioned to being all in, then you're in the best possible position to be able to make an income. So they're going to be doing that on everyone's behalf. So that people will be encouraged to go to those webinars, and all of that stuff is done on your behalf, so that you don't have to be the person doing that. You don't have to be explaining it. Not to say that you don't work with your team, obviously, or talk to people, but this is another. It's kind of like third-party confirmation, right? It's like, you tell your kids something, but they'll listen to someone down the street more than they would to you sometimes. So, and they're hearing from people who are showing the proof and whatnot. So it's a pretty powerful concept.
Exactly. Here's a look at the back office. Can you see my screen, Melissa? Can you guys see my screen?
Let's see. Yes.
So inside the new Empower Network back office, by the way, look at this picture, Masters of Marketing Summit 2016, Hawaii. It's going to be awesome. So actually, as you go through here, your quick start guide, you'll have 5 steps to go through your first 5 videos. I'll explain that here in a second, how you want to manage that. But down here is where we have the actual, the different products, and also the Beginners Club. Everybody starts at the Beginners Club. There's a couple of training times during the week, Mondays and Wednesdays, at 12 p.m. Eastern and at 5 p.m. on Wednesdays. So you can actually, it's a live webinar, a live question and answer, like Melissa said. And as you progress through the different levels, you join the Elite Club, and there's a couple of trainings a week, then the Builders Club, and there's going to be a Black Card Club as well at some point as well. We don't have the training set for that just yet. But inside your back office, all of the information is there to really accelerate your growth and to follow through and get started. Now, when you're a brand new person, you're actually going to get started. Let's see if this screen pops up here correctly. These numbers aren't popping in here correctly just yet. We're still going through some of these. We didn't have any hits on our website today. I know we had some.
They're working on it still. It's all brand new.
Right. But you're going to have these steps. Your screen is going to unlock. It's going to unlock up here, going through these different spaces up here. But what did I want to show you? There was a reason why I came here, is to show you your marketing links, to make sure you know where your marketing links are. This is the actual web page. This is the web page that Suzanne used to have a 46% opt-in rate right here. She just took this link, this shortcut, and popped it into the traffic vendor and put it right in there, and had leads come right in. And it can be that simple. It doesn't have to be a complicated setup, which is really cool. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys here, and I got to be careful. No, I'm not going to show the screen because then people's private information gets on the broadcast. I don't want to do that.
Let's just move on.
Under Elite Tools, let me see. Now I'm going to stop presenting. Stop. Yeah. Make sure I don't push the other stop button like to stop the broadcast. But what's really cool is, as people are joining our team every day, they watch the 5 videos. And we can see if you're watching the videos or not. I don't know if you guys know that or not. But it's a really great management tool because, I give people assignments. For example, I'll use Suzanne as an example. Let's say Suzanne started today. I call her. I welcome her. I actually get her on the phone. And I say, Suzanne, you're going to go through these 5 videos. Can you get through these tonight? Yes. Okay, then we'll talk tomorrow. Call me back at 7 o'clock. And I'll give you your next steps from there. And now it's up to Suzanne to go through those 5 videos. So at 7 o'clock tomorrow, I log into my back office and I look and see, oh, good for Suzanne. She's through all 5 videos. Now, if I see she's only on video 1, I think, I don't know. She's really not ready to have a conversation about her goals and what she wants to do with her business. So going forth, you guys are going to learn this from the elite training and the basic training that Melissa just told you about. But these are the tools that we're going to have working for us, which allows us to scale faster and to work with more people in less time than we had before. And these are the things that we're going to really dive in deep on, working with the Runners Club. Because, I know I'm talking right now, and somebody's raising their hand in the background saying, Kevin, can you kind of go slow on this part? Because I don't really get what you're saying here. And that's okay. Be a part of the Runners Club. We're going to dive in deep on this and work with you guys on a regular basis. I may even get to the point of having daily quick 15-minute calls or things like that to make sure you guys are dialed in. But let's see how many people sign up for this, and let's.
That's an important thing that just popped up for me, Kevin, is that a lot of people say, well, it seems like a lot to learn. You're talking about a lot of stuff. What's so cool here is that you can come in, get set up, and get started making money before you really even understand everything. That's a really cool point, is that you can truly earn while you learn. And that's the whole purpose of us having everything in place that we do, the company having in place everything they do. And so that you don't have to feel like I have to know every single solitary thing before I can, place a traffic order and just get started and make money. You come in and get running. You can run before you even have your shoes tied up, laced up. If you, that's probably the only place you can do that. So it's an important thing to note, is that the bottom line is just get started, just get moving, and we'll help you to move in the correct direction. And everything else kind of falls into place, and you figure it out as you go along. But what's so great is that if you do that, you can come in and touch success and start making money right out of the gate, if you just kind of follow the leader. And the understanding of every little nuance comes as you're moving along here. But it isn't that better to be making money as you're figuring things out? So sorry, puppies. Sashi agrees with that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's a great place to build from. It's saying I always say you're always writing your story, right? So what if you came in brand new and you started, you got everything set up, started running traffic, and you're making sales, and you tell a team, I was making money before I even fully understood what the heck was going on. That's a cool thing. And yes, it's great to understand things, but sometimes people get tripped up and think they have to, analyze every little nuance before they can finally then, they're getting ready to get ready. and I can tell you that if you will just utilize the momentum you have from getting started and just kind of plug in the things you need to plug in, and just go, all of that falls into place, and it's a great place to work from.
Exactly. And we're very fortunate because we've been watching a couple of teams who have been taking this paid traffic model and scaling it up and really getting it going in the second half of 2015. I'm thinking about people like Alex and Anna Z, who are $1 million earners in Empower Network, who have roughly spent about $300,000 to make 1.1 million. If you think about that, that's a little high, actually, 30%. But still, would you trade $3 to make $10? Probably, I would. That's a model that works. And we've been in tight communication with those guys, along with Michael Martin and John Oakes. Those guys have really, and they were the ones that helped put this funnel together. They were the ones that were split testing and doing all the behind the scenes stuff for the last 6 weeks and really fine tuning this so we can go in there and have access to this and make it go fast. So that's what's really exciting. So I just have a personal challenge to all of us here on our team, is to knock some of those guys off the leaderboard as a team. Can we do that for the next 8 weeks in November and December? Can we be the guys that dominate the leaderboard for the next 8 weeks going into the Hawaii event? And just a show of hands, you can type in the comments above or comments below. If you'd like to be in Hawaii as a gold member in January, rather than watching on a live stream, if you'd rather be on the front end of a live stream and having people looking over your shoulders, then just type I in the comments right now. That's the cool thing. It's going to be a very intimate event, sweetheart, isn't it? I mean, how many people do you think will actually be at the event? Did they really say 50, 100?
I think we'll maybe get to a few hundred, but it's going to be all people at a high level, so which is a pretty cool thing, and it's going to be a great place to really to celebrate, because everybody's going to be, obviously successful to be there. So to be able to celebrate with other people that are all having success is pretty cool, that are all running.
They're all running. And Bill Turner asked the greatest question you can ask. How do we join the Runners Club? Here's how you join the Runners Club. You get your traffic order in. You contact Melissa or myself personally via Facebook or however you can find us. We'll add you to the Skype group, and then we'll start training with you guys on a group basis and certainly on a one-on-one basis. And I would encourage everybody on the broadcast here to make a point to do that. Now, again, the way to do that is you watch video number 3 of the all-in Oh gosh, now I forget the name of it again. The all in the Empower Network back office, the all-in mastermind. That's what it's called, I think. Can you say game changer? Hey, how'd you do that? You put a picture in there.
I did.
That was pretty sneaky. I like that. So
yeah.
that's pretty impressive. So that's about all I have here for the broadcast, unless we missed any questions. Val Hatterley's excited. I see you there, Val. Let's do this, Holly. There's Dondi. I know Dondi's ready to run.
Yes, she is.
And Randy Bevins. Randy Bevins is, Randy, I saw a video that I talked about you 2 years ago, and I have to actually redo it because I said some non-compliant things. But Randy is a guy who owned franchises, real businesses, and was successful with that. But he just worked and worked and worked and worked and had so many variables seemingly out of his control. And, here you have so much control and so much freedom compared to I have so much respect for people who have had real businesses and succeeded with them. That's really a challenging thing to do. It's one thing to own a business and lose your shirt, but boy, if you can make it work and franchise it and have multiple stores, man, that's awesome. And it's so good to have you on the broadcast, Randy. I'm glad you're here. And Lisa Kidder, she's going to be there. Lisa wants to be in Hawaii. As exotic as it is to be in Scottsdale in January, it's pretty good to be in Hawaii too. So, yeah, the all-in library. Thank you, Tom. I just saw that. The all-in library. That's it. Say it 5 times. So, any closing thoughts, Melissa? Did we cover it all?
No, I think so. So basically, and I guess what we should say as a team then, one of the things that's changing that we're doing is we always did a Saturday training. We're going to move it from the morning to the afternoon. So it'll be Saturday at 4 Eastern time. Give you time to do stuff in the morning and then come back together as a team 4 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. And then next Wednesday, we'll be back here with a guest. Like I said, we'll be selling for you, so to speak. You'll be able to take the code in your browser and again, put your ID there so that you can share it on your Facebook, share it to your list, share it everywhere at the grocery store, wherever you want, and get some signups that way too. We'll be having guests on all the different kinds of people, so from other teams that are making it happen, from our teams that are making it happen, from it could be people that aren't even in the company, but just people that are well thought of in the industry, or authors, speakers, whoever. We are just going to bring it. That's right. That's the bottom line. We're going to bring it. And so, if you want to capitalize on that, let's do it together. Because, like I said, synergy is a thing that works for everybody. Everybody that's in a synergistic relationship gets a payoff, and just the energy that's created with that is a really cool thing to be part of. So I'm excited to see who the next leaderboard, the brand new leaderboard people are going to be from our team. And like Kevin said, let's climb it. Let's climb it like that guy on Price is Right, like the Alps.
Oh my God, that guy, really? Hey, check out the comment that Preston and Darcy just wrote in there. You'll like their last comment in the chat there.
Indeed, family reunion. And what's so cool is that we get to add people to our family that we like. We get to have a family reunion with all people we like. Isn't that awesome?
It's optional, right? Very good.
Let's see. Donnie, does anyone know when we'll have a new auto email from Empower? Do you mean, Donnie, the with the content that's going to be created for you? I'm not sure what you mean.
I think she means the autoresponders. There are pre-written autoresponders that are coming.
Oh,
and I believe they'll be coming with the November 1st release, Dondi, or shortly after. If it's something different, then please confirm.
Yep.
Tom Farrell, yeah, I know you're in the Runners Club.
Indeed.
We're gonna get Tom up to 6. We're gonna get Tom up to 6 miles an hour average, going 6 miles, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks guys for being here with us live, and we're just really excited, and it's great to have brand new life in our business, and we're excited to see all of the people each week that are going to be new on these Hangouts from the previous week, because there are a lot of people joining the team, and then we're just getting started.
It's gonna be awesome. So guys, again, we'll be back Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It'll be Daylight Savings Time. This is the weekend the United States falls back. So Sunday morning, we all get an extra hour of sleep here in the United States. So we'll see you Saturday. In the meantime, if you want to become part of the Runners Club, then here's what you do. Go to top5traffic.com, place your order, get with Melissa and myself. Let's have your one-on-one consultation. Let's go through and let's line by line, make sure you have the right autoresponder messages and all of that, and let's start to flip and run through November, through December. So in January, we can all bask on the beach in glory and prosperity. And boy, what a beautiful feeling that'll be. And I promise to bring a hat so you don't have to look at the shine in my head, but it's going to be a blast. You guys are going to love it. So love you guys. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, Melissa. Love you. And everybody else on the team. Love you guys. And we'll be on Facebook for the next hour if you want to hit us up on there, and we'll go from there. We'll see you guys on the next broadcast. And those of you just watching on the outside, here's the chance to join the team. You can do that right now, and we'll see you on the inside. Kevin and Melissa Knecht. Really appreciate you watching. Bye for now.